Big swing from the left side of Redeemer. Caught some fingers on the way over. Mohawks bouncing it around. Free ball to Redeemer. The set to the right side. A hit is tipped out by the libero, and it's tipped out the back ends by Mohawk, and Redeemer will take the second point of the game. We apologize for the first minute or so we were muted there for a second, but
probably the best commentating we're going to do all night.
Yeah.
Just happened when no one could hear it, but just believe it was good. As we were talking about, Mohawk is here for some revenge. They fell in 5 sets to the Royals in an earlier matchup. Mohawk is 1-2 currently in conference play, while the Royals, I believe, are 2-1. So the Royals looking to bounce back from a 3-0 loss to the St. Clair Saints last week. And they're off to a good start. It's 2-1 here for the Royals, with DeYoung with the nice serve.
set to the left side for Mohawk, and a hit caught some fingers on the way through, and Royals not able to pass that one up.
Here serving for Mohawk is number 14, Olivia Rosewell. Right to the libero Bowers. It's a set to the middle.
And that tip over was inbounds. We have a point to Redeemer.
Scarlett Surratt didn't exactly get the contact she might want, but the placement was perfect. And here's Avery Surratt with the spin serve. Can't get that one to go. And it's 3-3. Well, if you've listened into some other Royal sports this season, you might be familiar with Jared and I. Not exactly experts, but we're learning the craft, and we're new to volleyball commentating, so bear with us.
We might not be able to tell you what exactly is going on tactically down there, but we can definitely tell you who's doing what, and that's what we'll attempt to do as we grow into this. Redeemer currently sitting 4-3 in this first set.
Scarlett Surratt with the serve here. It's a floater.
A nice attack still made out of the not ideal set for Mohawk. A little tip over into the short position, and that one is good.
Kate DeYoung with the nice touch, getting it right over the blocker there. Goes to show you, sometimes it's not about the power, it's about the placement. And if you can get that ball where it needs to go, it can cause problems. And another serve into the net. Serving here is Kyra Cameron for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Set to middle, initially blocked by Mohawk, and that'll find its way out of bounds. Last touch off Mohawk. It'll be a point to Redeemer.
The blocker was in the right spot, but didn't fully seal it. And that ball trickles to the ground, as we'll have Kate DeYoung serving it here for the Royals as the fans slowly starting to fill up here in the stands.
Set to the left side, and Mohawk trying to give Redeemer a taste of their own medicine in that little tip over the block, but that one is out of bounds wide. It'll be a Redeemer point again.
A busy couple nights here early on in the week at the Redeemer Gym. Men and women's basketball facing Conestoga yesterday, and here we have men and women's volleyball doubleheader against the Mohawk Mountaineers. And it will be a free ball. Kate DeYoung with the pass.
Set over to the left side, and that one doesn't quite catch the end line. Just called out by the linesman. That one looked good from here, but unfortunately not for Redeemer. This will grant service to Mohawk.
It will be Sophia Spoliar here, serving for the Mountaineers.
Powerful serve passed well by Avery Surratt. Set to Elena DeYoung. Set over to the left side. And the hit from, I believe it was Kate DeYoung on the left side, finds it all the way through. Caught a deflection off the block and hits the ground on the Mohawk side of the court for a point to Redeemer. This will be Leah Lammers with the serve for Redeemer. Pass up nicely to the setter for Mohawk. Set to the left side. That's powerful, but dug well again by Leah Lammers. She'll have a back row attack. Once again passed up by Mohawk. Set to the right side. Elena DeYoung hits that one to the middle. Tipped over. Mohawk has a little set off the net and a nice tip there from the number 14, Olivia Rosewell from the Mountaineers.
Rosewell getting a lot of action early on here on that left side. But a great rally we just witnessed there. As we said, the Mohawk Mountaineers have been the closest game Redeemers had yet this season. The battle for Hamilton is clearly a good one, as we have Avery Surrett with the big hit. Impressive dig there by the Mountaineers. Back to Avery Surrett again.
And that was a fourth hit. An attempt at a hit, I believe, went into the net and came back to Redeemer without having touched any of the opposing players, and they hit it a fourth time. So,
had they known that you needed to count to 4 to be a commentator, I don't know if Jared would have made the cut. Here's a Mountaineer serve, number 13, Maggie Gayland.
Set DeYoung, a quick one to middle. That one gets some trouble from the Mohawk side, and no one takes the third hit. It'll fall to the ground and be a Redeemer points.
A miscommunication there for Mohawk. All they had to do is pass it over for a free ball, but a little bit of confusion, and the ball drops right in between two players. And those are the kind of points that you got to just be grateful for if you're the Royals. There's not going to be many of those.
What you have to do to take advantage of this is not serve it into the net. Got to get it over. And there we go. We have a serve in play, and Mountaineers unable to return that one. Another point Redeemer's way. It wasn't an especially tricky serve by the looks of it, but came off the initial pass wrong, and it's difficult to salvage after that point.
Lammers here with her second serve.
Rosewell bumps that one up, and it just misses the ceiling. Comes back onto the Redeemer side. Elena DeYoung set outside to the left side. Good hit, but dug well by Mohawk. Rosewell with the tip. Passed up to DeYoung. A set to the left side. Tipped over. Set out now to the left side for Mohawk. That one comes back off the block from Redeemer, but it's out of bounds and will be a Mohawk points.
And we'd like to inform you that it is Hamilton Hunger Night tonight. So
Hammer
if you
Hunger.
Hammer Hunger Night.
Hammer Hunger Night.
Not quite the branding, but yeah, if you plan on coming and joining us here at Redeemer for any of the action tonight, we encourage you to bring some non-perishable food items that will go to feeding the hungry here in the beautiful city of Hamilton. As Bowers with the dig, bit far over the net, and Rosewell will make the play.
I believe that one just tipped over by the block on Redeemer's side, but just falls wide out of bounds.
Here is Megan Battersby for her second serve. Battersby doesn't really get the contact she wants there. And already we've seen numerous missed serves. Maybe that's some early game nerves that both teams can look to clean up here.
We have Ada Cook taking Kayla Bowers out of the game there. And it follows up with a Redeemer points. We have Alana DeYoung now serving for the Royals. 5'4" setter out of Abbotsford, BC in her third year. On a nice little knuckleball, had some movement on it. Mohawk passes it up. That's off the net. Just misses the roof. Set to DeYoung out to the left side. Attacked by Redeemer. That comes off the block from Mohawk and out of bounds for Redeemer points.
Well, they've been setting it to Avery Surrett quite often early on, and for good reason. As you can see, such a powerful hitter there on the left side. And the Royals have a 4-point lead with DeYoung serving.
One's dug by the libero. Set to the outside hitter. That was a very powerful hit from Olivia Rosewell and just rocketed off the arms of the attempted pass from Redeemer. That one's hard to dig and control and keep off the ceiling, especially when we have one of the lower ceilings in the OCAA. That's something that opposition teams have to deal with, but also Redeemer's not immune to bumping it off the ceiling, as we see the serve from Rosewell go long and give service right back to Redeemer.
With such a low ceiling, it's really about absorbing those big hits. As Rosewell digs it. Blocked there by Scarlett Surratt. And the Royals will be in system here. Kate DeYoung just tips it over.
Almost a massive block there from Scarlett Surratt, but just comes off the outside of her hand and goes out of bounds wide. And we talk about just needing to absorb those big hits, but the amount of time that your body has to react, you're doing it so subconsciously that it's really hard to really tweak anything. You just got to trust your body to make the right play. And sometimes just the sheer power of the hit will render it very difficult. We have a set out to the left side. That one catches a couple fingers on the way through. Set back out to the right side for Mohawk. A little nifty set. Results in a tip. Nice down ball from Niemer over the top. That's blocked back to them. They keep it up. And that attempted hit from Leah Lammers goes into the net and comes back on Redeemer's side. Point to the Mountaineers.
Rat Ray will be serving here for the Mountaineers. Oh, a single-handed dig there by Lammers. Keeps the Royals alive in this point. And it was Cameron there that kind of fanned on that one. Couldn't get it over. A lot of scrambling in that point, and the Royals come away with it, as here's Scarlett Surratt with the serve. Great dig there by the Mohawk libero, but the Mountaineers having some difficulty really capitalizing on these hits.
Yeah, for a good hit, you need a good set, and for a good set, you need a good pass, and they haven't had too many of those recently. Scarlett Surratt with another serve. That one's hit right to the setter, so this should be in better position, and it is for the left-sided hitter to attack. That one's right down the throat of Redeemer, and it comes off the arms of Avery Surratt and into the Redeemer side of the court, so point to Mohawk.
And just a great hit by Spoljar, putting enough power on that one to really catch the Royals' defense off guard. And we have Cameron here serving for the Mountaineers. 16-3, Redeemer leads.
16-13.
16-13
would be a great first set, but unfortunately we haven't done that quite yet. Settle to the left side is in a great position, and that was a powerful hit. It's passed right back to Redeemer. They'll have another chance to attack. This set is a little bit close to the net, but it's tipped over. I thought it had come off the Mohawk block, but apparently not. That one's just tipped out of bounds by Redeemer, and it'll be the Mohawk points.
And when that first pass doesn't find its way to the setter, or if the setter takes the first pass, other players have to step in and try to make that set, and it's not easy. Just a little too far over the net there.
This is Kyra Cameron with the serve. Right to Leah Lammers, passes it up. Elena DeYoung with the second. A nice hit there from Kate DeYoung, and that one comes off the block of Mohawk and falls on their own side of the court. And the person who just won Redeemer the point off that hit, Kate DeYoung, now serving. 5'11" outside hitter out of St. Thomas, Ontario, in her fourth year. But there will be a timeout taken, I believe, by Mohawk.
And both teams have had a chance to talk things over here as the Royals have a 3-point lead. Kate DeYoung here serving for the Royals. And we are in the first set still of what has been a tightly matched game so far. Great dig by the Mohawk libero. They'll get it over to 13. I'm impressed she got that one over the net. And Alana DeYoung with the great hit over, and the Royals are scrambling here. Surrett will hit it over.
And the outside hitter for Mohawk had to reach behind her head to try and get that one over the net, and it went long out of bounds.
Just barely. That was an impressive swing there.
Yeah, got some good power behind it still for how much she had to reach back behind her. That one was not in ideal position for hitting, but she got a lot on that one, so. Kate DeYoung here with another serve. That one's got some movement and some dip, but it's passed up well. We'll have a back row attack from Rosewell. It's passed by DeYoung, set to the other DeYoung, and a back row tip from Avery Surrett works out. She finds the hole in the middle of the Mohawk formation.
Well, you know you're a good hitter when you're getting set in the back row, and Avery Surrett delivers there on the pipe.
And you know you're a good tipper when you can make that happen from the back row. That's impressive. But this will end Kate DeYoung's serving streak as that one is short into the net.
The two liberos for Redeemer, Ada Cook and Kayla Bowers, switching on and off depending on if they're serving or if they're in defense, if they're in serve-receive. And it's always nice when you got two liberos that you can trust out there to be swapping on and off, as Rosewell will get another point there for the Mountaineers.
That pass maybe unintentionally going over to Mohawk's side of the court just above the net at a perfect height for the blockers to just come and tap it down back onto Redeemer's side. Just like a little bit of a missed pass there from Redeemer trying to get it to the setter. Went a little bit long. That's Leah Lammers driving to keep that one in play. A back set from Alana DeYoung. That was impressive. The no-look back set made its way all the way over to Kate DeYoung, and Royals will end up with that point when it's all said and done.
And again, we see some more passing struggles for the Mountaineers. That pass too close to the net for the setter to make a play with it. And that's something they'll look to clean up as the game progresses here. As Lammers serves it out the back. Yeah. It'll be 2017 for the Royals.
Could it be passing struggles or maybe hitting prowess?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a bit of both. We've seen some great hits here.
I know with the World Series, people were wondering, like, what's wrong with the Yankees hitting? But no one was like, hey, the Blue Jays are pitching out of this world, right? It was all about the Yankees.
Are you referring to the 1963 World Series when the Yankees were in there, or are we talking about when the Dodgers were playing?
Oh, the Dodgers. My apologies.
We knew what you meant. I probably didn't need to call you out on that one.
That one's going to get me flamed in the group chat for sure. Back to this game. Mohawk tips that one off the Redeemer block and wide out of bounds. Mohawk closes the game to within 2.
And we have Gibbons here serving for the Mountaineers. And as any volleyball player knows, the first set is so crucial to building some momentum. Oh, and DeYoung.
Seeing the opportunity to catch Mohawk out of bounds, it looks like Mohawk will get called for a double hit on this possession. Joelle Lammers now stepping up to try and put this set out of reach and give Redeemer a 4-point lead.
And you love to see a sneaky play from the setter every once in a while, keeping the defense honest. And that was a great play there by DeYoung. Oh, Rosewell, how do you do? What a hit with the right hand. I tell you, they are looking to set Rosewell quite often. She's been making some great plays offensively and defensively. Here's Battersby to serve.
Nice set over to the left side. That one is hit and comes off the block of Mohawk, and it spins over and falls short of the Mohawk libero right on the ground. So,
and it all started with a great pass by Leah Lammers, getting under that ball and putting it right where DeYoung wanted it so she could set her star hitter, Avery Surrett, who makes the play. And we've got another timeout.
And we'd like to take this timeout opportunity to thank one of Redeemer Royals' sponsors for the night, Finn Pools, proud sponsor of Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installation, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. Visit finnpools.ca, that's FINNPOOLS.ca, to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you to Finn Pools for supporting the Redeemer Royals.
Here is Alana DeYoung to serve for the Royals as we are down the stretch here in the first set. The back set.
Rosewell tried to tip that one over, but Ada Cook covering a lot of ground there to keep that one off the floor. Alana DeYoung now with the set. Over to the left side, tried to tip it over, but Mohawk sent that one back. And that's Rosewell, and she found some open space that the Redeemer defense wasn't covering and has closed the gap now back to 2 points.
Some great plays there by Ada Cook to keep that rally alive for the Royals. But Rosewell over on that right side was a wall. And here comes Rosewell now with the serve.
That one's deep, but it's passed up. DeYoung comes over to set it up to the left side. Came back off the block and a free ball by Redeemer. Set up to middle now by Mohawk. Good block. Gives Redeemer possession. Set coming from the libero here out to the right side. That hits off the net. And point given to Mohawk. We'll see what the call is. A fourth hit again. Came back off the net with no touch from the Mohawk Mountaineers. And now only 1 point the difference between these two teams. We'll have Rosewell serving again. That one is well dug by Leah Lammers. And tipped over by Mohawk. Set out to the right side. Avery Surratt tips it over. That one's wide, and the game is tied. And
good run there by the Mountaineers.
Yeah,
and we've got ourselves a real tight first set here, 22-22. That's exactly the run they needed coming out of that timeout, and we'll see how Redeemer responds.
Yeah, and any of the volleyball heads are correct or good to correct me should they be watching, but I feel like volleyball is a big game of swings, of points, of runs. Like when Redeemer had a 3-point lead and they had service, you know, they're envisioning the chance to make it a 4-point lead, but all of a sudden you miss that serve, you lose that point, and it's suddenly a 2-point lead. So you had 4 in your mind, and all of a sudden it's 2. So I feel like that can happen really, really quickly in volleyball, especially with missed serves. Not only giving your opponent the chance to serve, but also a point is huge in volleyball. We haven't seen too many missed serves this first set. I'm not sure what the usual going rate is for those, but it's been nice that we've had a lot of serves in play, and neither team really has to hang their head on that so far. But we'll need one of these teams to get to 25, lest they should be trying to get there from 24-24. We'll have to have a win by 2 in this first set. Serve from Rosewell. Leah Lammers with the dig. Alana DeYoung sets to the middle. That one's tipped over. Set now for Mohawk out to the left side. Hit from number 4. And we'll get a double hit call, I believe, on Alana DeYoung trying to receive that ball. If the referee will indicate what the call was, I don't know if he did. But I'm presuming it was a double hit. But Mohawk takes the lead now, 23-22, late in this first set, and Rosewell still serving. He's doing well from open play and from the service line. And Redeemer taking a risk, leaving that serve. It goes long. Good decision.
Very good read by the back row of Redeemer there. That was inches. That was a close one, but they've obviously trained to be able to make that read. And here's Avery Surratt. Rosewell will get her hands on it. And good hit there by Rattray in the middle. And Mohawk now has a chance to take this first set. Game point, 24-23 for the Mountaineers.
Caden Rattray with the serve. Pass up by Surratt. Set by DeYoung to this short right side. Kate DeYoung puts it over. A little bit of a free ball coming Redeemer's way. DeYoung sets it up. It'll be the libero, Bowers, to set it over to the right side. Big hit. Comes back off the block. They've got to get that over the net. Unfortunately, that's their third hit. It didn't go over, and Redeemer will drop the first set 25-23. That's real disappointing for Redeemer, who was leading for most of that first set in its entirety and just fell away at the end. And an unfortunate flurry of 3 hits, unable to get it over the net to push this set later. We'll see Mohawk take a 1-0 lead in this.
Well, Mohawk made a comeback to take that first set, and we'll see how the Royals respond here. As Jared was saying, it can be a game of runs, and Mohawk found their run at the right time late in the game and made some big plays. So we'll see if they have made some adjustments here. Not that Jared and I will be able to identify those adjustments for you, but the main thing we can identify is the scoreboard. Aside from that, we're doing our best here.
But our viewers also have a scoreboard, so we're not really giving them anything new.
No, we're not. Go ahead and turn on some music. And here we go with Alana DeYoung to serve. Ada Cook is in at libero for the Royals, along with Kate DeYoung, Leah Lammers, Scarlett Surrett, and Avery Surrett. And that is the 6 who the Royals are rolling with here as we work some things out at the scores table, it looks like. For the Mountaineers, we have Rattray, Rosewell, along with Battersby, Spasic, Spoljar, and Cameron. We've got some ponytails covering some numbers, so hence the delay. But that is the 6 for the Mountaineers as we begin this second set. And as you can usually expect from Redeemer home games, the crowd is starting to fill in. As everyone is eager to see who will win the Battle of the Mountain between these two Hamilton teams.
Here on Hammer Hunger Nights. Redeemer fans were once voted the best fans in the OCAA. I'm not sure whether that's a yearly census vote that gets done every year. I'd like to think we're still at the top or high
and
in the
perhaps
ranks of
that vote was done taking a sample size of just Redeemer students, so doing the vote. So
yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly.
We don't know who exactly constituted the voting body there. And it looks like the scores table has everything squared off, have crossed all their T's and dotted their I's, and here we go with Alana DeYoung. Rosewell is blocked. I believe it was Kate DeYoung who made that big block there for the Royals.
That serve left by Mohawk on the serve receive. It does catch a part of the sideline and will be a Redeemer points. Redeemer off to a nice little 3-0 run to start this game. Or to start this set. My bad. Good pass from Spasic. Set to the back row. Tipped over. Pass up from Surrett.
Oh, Kate DeYoung puts the hammer down on Hammer Hunger Night with a big hit, cross court. Great set by DeYoung. And the Royals are rolling here, 4-0. We've seen Alana DeYoung serve all 4 of them. And that one went through the roof. I was thinking the whistle would go. I was thinking it hit the roof, but it didn't. Scarlett Surrett gets it over. And the Mountaineers just let it drop. Every once in a while, you'll get a ball that goes through the beams of the ceiling. Always makes for an interesting play. There's Alana DeYoung with another serve. Perfect serve.
That one on the net, contested by both teams. Tipped over and just out of bounds. Wide from Scarlett Surrett on the tip.
Tia Spasic got to that ball, but just put it a bit far. Turned into a 50-50 ball. And luckily for the Mountaineers, the Royals hit it out of bounds. As the Mountaineers will get their first serve of the set. Bowers digs it. Back to DeYoung, and DeYoung with another big hit. She's on fire. They'll be looking to set her more, I'm sure. Into the game comes Ada Cook for defense.
I'd like to see Redeemer put both Surretts, both Lammers, and both DeYoungs on the floor and just give us one big, massive headache up here in the booth.
And yet it would make our jobs easier.
It would, by half. Serve from Redeemer, dug up, tip from Rosewell. Bowers is there to give DeYoung the set. Over to the right side, hit. Coming back over the net from Mohawk. Rolled off the top of the net. And a set to the back row. Avery Surrett tips that one over. Spasic sets it to the outside for Cameron, and Bowers with another great dig. Outside now for Leah Lammers. Comes back off the block. Avery Surrett trying to keep that one back in play. Unable to do so. It'll be point to Mohawk.
That dig was Ada Cook, the other libero.
That's impossible, Jackson. It was, wasn't it? My apologies to Ada Cook. That was a great dig from her. I'm sure We'll get to say the same about Kayla Bowers here in a moment. Rosewall with the serve. Lammers pops that one up. Quick set to middle, and that one is waved in by the linesman. I thought it was out myself, but that hit just catching the back line. Enough to give Redeemer a 7-2 lead in the second set.
It's hard enough to distinguish between liberos, let alone call outs and ins from here, eh?
Correct.
So we'll leave that to the linesman.
Or the Dodgers and the Yankees, as we've already found out. Nice set out to the right side for Mohawk. Comes back off the block. Unfortunately, that one's last touch off Redeemer and out of bounds. Be Mohawk points. Redeemer still boasting a 4-point lead in the second set. They are trailing this game 1-0. And as we mentioned earlier, the first meeting between these two teams happening at the David Bradley Athletic Center in the Mohawk campus went the way of Redeemer by 3-2. Great dig by Leah Lammers, and she'll get to send the free ball over now. Set to number 7 for Mohawk, and a tip by the number 13, Maggie Galland.
Well, we have 2 Lammers and 2 DeYoungs on the court.
That's not bad.
So
that's like 2/3 of what I asked for.
We just need Scarlett Surrett to sub in, and we've got ourselves.
Well, I think the liberos will be a constant thorn in the side of that happening. But serve coming over from Mohawk. That one's way long, about good 4 or 5 feet out of bounds. We'll give Redeemer service, and 8-4 for the Royals to score now in this set. And we'll have Kate DeYoung take her spot at the server spot. She's had a nice amount of hits already this set. Looking to follow that up with some good serving here. She pops this one over, just catches the top of the net, but Spasic digs that for the Mountaineers. Hit out to the left side is passed up by Avery Surrett, and a set by DeYoung out to the left side. That one's Leah Lammers, hits off the block, and that's out of bounds off Mohawk. Point for Redeemer.
When you get to the technicalities of these hits, you're really placing the ball exactly where you want to, trying to deflect it off the blockers sometimes.
Yeah, because the block's pretty much always going to be there, right? You got to go over it. You got to go beside it. You can't go through it. Or, I don't know. If you're really good, maybe you can. But
as Spoljar just demonstrated there, sometimes you kind of hit it off the outside of the blockers and hope it goes out of bounds.
This is Kyra Cameron with the serve. Set from Elena DeYoung over to the left side, and a nice tip from Leah Lammers, recognizing that wasn't quite in the position to get a powerful hit off, but she knew where she wanted to put it and put it in the exact right spot to get a point for Redeemer.
Just too far out in front of Kyra Cameron there for her to get it up. And that was, just great placement there on the little touch shot. And we have Leah Lammers to serve here for the Royals. They've got 10. The Mountaineers have 5.
Pushed out to the left side. That one just needed to be set over from Mohawk. A nice set up to the middle, and that one will be capitalized on. Scarlett Surrett, I believe.
Lammers.
Joelle Lammers. I saw the 4 and assumed it was 14, but Joelle Lammers, the number 4, hitting that one straight down the throat of Mohawk through the middle. Good enough for an 11-5 lead. Leah Lammers now with the serve. Floats that one over to Spasic. Set, and some miscommunication there from Mohawk. No one, the recipient of the set from Battersby, and we'll have a timeout taken by the Mountaineers.
There's been several balls that have kind of just dropped right in front of the Mohawk players. Some miscommunications going on. I'm sure that will be one of the topics of conversation in their huddle, as they are down 12-5 in the second set here. Royals looking to even up this game. Ball would like to thank Wes Shilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our Final Score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. Whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity. Trust Wes Shilstra. Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. And now back to the game.
Redeemer still having service with a 12-5 lead. Serve from Leah Lammers. That one's tight to the net and is onto the Redeemer side. I believe this is their third hit. They got to get it over. Avery Surratt does so. Battersby the set out to the left side. That one swung at very powerfully by Sophia Spoliar. And looks like it last came off Redeemer, so it will be Mohawk point. And Spoliar now getting the ball to begin her serving.
Maggie Gayland has subbed in for the Mountaineers.
And Spoliar puts her first straight into the nets. That'll give Redeemer back her serve, or that'll give Redeemer back service and mean that Spoliar won't be serving for another while.
And we have Joelle Lammers to serve for the Royals.
Spoliar with the initial set. Rosewell trying to get on the floor after that one, isn't able to do so.
Some great serving by the Royals has led to some less than optimal passes from this Mountaineers defense. And they've been struggling to get in system here, struggling to find their setter. And as we've seen, they have not been able to get many good hits this set. And that's maybe been an adjustment for the Royals. Another great serve by Joelle Lammers, and that'll be a freebie. DeYoung sets Scarlett Surratt, the one-footed spike. Well, the athleticism and the timing required to get that 1-2 jump off one and spike it across the court.
It's always just so good to watch a perfectly executed play. That was wondrous.
Truly wondrous. And it started with the great serve by Joelle Lammers that led to the free ball. So we'll see if she can keep this serving streak going because it's doing wonders for the Royals.
Battersby with a little tip, sensing an empty spot in the Redeemer formation and does so.
And a much-needed play for the Mountaineers. Battersby comes through, makes the aggressive play, kind of tips it behind her and finds the gap. And we will have Gayland here to serve for the Mountaineers. Surratt, DeYoung, back to Surratt. Through the blocks.
Thought I definitely saw some contact on the net there, but we play on. Blocked by Redeemer, gives the ball back to Mohawk. A bit of a free ball for Redeemer. They'll have a nice set. A back row attack, and that one.
Leah Lammers with the big attack.
Yeah, Gayland unable to keep that one down. And
the Royals capitalizing on the free balls that the Mountaineers are giving them.
True.
You saw they were able to get it to DeYoung, who was able to get that back row set to Lammers. That was just great volleyball.
Nice. Again, knuckleball serve from Redeemer, and Mohawk unable to return that one.
Not quite sure what Battersby was seeing there, but she went with the kind of one-handed swing at it and wasn't able to get it up. DeYoung with another serve here. She's been very consistent from back there. And, the commentator's curse. My bad, everybody. I ought not say that as someone's about to serve.
And in the midst of these last number of points, we had number 12, Emily Burney, check in for the Mountaineers, taking out Sophia Spoliar. Been wanting to say that for about 5 points or so. Nice hit from Kate DeYoung on the left side. That one's just out of bounds long. And luckily, Redeemers built themselves up quite a bit of a lead to lose that point and still have an 8-point lead at this point in the set. They're as far from their opponents as they are from finishing off the set by getting to 25 points. That's a pretty good place to be in.
Bowers with the great pass. And there it is. When they're in system, they are dynamic. Bowers to DeYoung. Scarlett Surratt with the kill. It all starts with great passing. If you can get great passing, DeYoung has shown she's given consistent sets, and then the hitters just do their thing. As Avery Surratt here will serve for the Royals.
Nice set from Battersby to the outside. The back set, well done. An outside set now from DeYoung to DeYoung. That one hit down the line, touched off a Mohawk player and out of bounds for the Redeemer point. 19-9 now the score in this set, and we'll have a timeout taken.
And what a
by
great
the
play that
Mountaineers.
was, eh?
Yeah.
Ada Cook passing it behind her to Alana DeYoung, who makes the back set. And Scarlett Surratt, or was that Kate DeYoung? Yeah, Kate DeYoung with the unbelievable kill. And the Royals are looking good here, 19-9, looking to even this game up at one set apiece. And we'll see if the Mountaineers can respond here. And we'll be back. Here is Avery Surratt to serve for the Royals as they look to close off this set.
Spin serve into the left side of the net for Surratt.
And when you're serving aggressively, trying to give them challenging balls, that's going to happen from time to time. And the Royals now will look to return Rosewell.
But that one kind of in an awkward position for Leah Lammers, where it was kind of between a set and a bump. So that one didn't quite come off cleanly, and it'll be Rosewell to serve again now, only trailing Redeemer by 8 in the second set. Serve to Bowers, popped it up to Alana DeYoung, set over to the right side, tipped, and finds the hole in the defense, does Kate DeYoung, having lots of success down that right side. And the tip working again for the Royals. It's been a good weapon of theirs so far this entire game.
Naomi Moreton will sub in for the Mountaineers. And those kind of tips over the first line of defense have really been a struggle for the Mountaineers. As Scarlett Surratt will give a great serve. And Moreton subs right in and makes a great play.
And so the tip giveth, so the tip taketh away. Redeemer finding some success with the tip a moment ago and it getting dropped right back on their heads now by their opposition. They saw Redeemer do that and they're like, oh, good idea. Successfully executed it. Still 8 points back, 20-12 is the score. This one popped up by Leah Lammers. Alana DeYoung with a quick set to middle. A reaction time of Joelle Lammers perfect on that play. Timing her swing perfectly, and the combination of the swing and the pass just at the right height to put that one down on the Mohawk side of the court. Well executed play from Redeemer. That puts them within 4 points of taking the second set. And now we have a substitution. We got Phoebe Sinke coming into the game for Redeemer. She'll have the ball for service right now. Phoebe Sinke, the 5'6" setter out of Tillsonburg, Ontario, in her first year with the program. Welcome to the Royals family, Phoebe. Gets her serve over. Battersby sets it to the outside, and that one's long.
I'm always very impressed by players who sub in and serve right away.
Yeah, it's like
I kind of liken it to subbing in for a clutch free throw when you've been sitting on the bench the whole game. Like, it really requires some confidence and some mental toughness to just lock in even though you've been on the bench and deliver. And Phoebe will get her first one over, but second one, no luck. But she'll stay out there to do some setting for the Royals, along with Alana Heidberg, who subs in, giving a kind of a different look here as the Royals look to close out this second set. They've got 3 more points to go, and Cameron with the serve here. Well, a couple good digs. And Kayla Bowers will hit it over from the back row. And how about that dig from Phoebe Sinke?
Just a great rotation, knowing where she had to be defensively, anticipating that hit coming, and was in the right spot.
Heidberg did not get the contact she wanted, but nonetheless, a lot of positive things in that rally there. Some great defensive play. And Cameron now will have her second serve in a row. Right to Surratt. Back to Heidberg. Oh, they call that one out. From where I'm standing, that looked pretty close.
From where I'm kneeling, I think I'm okay with that call.
And from where he's standing down there, I think he has probably the best view of it. So we'll trust him on that one as Cameron will take another serve.
That one's set into Joelle Lammers in the middle, and the little set tip over the middle, over the block. Working again for Redeemer. Mohawk's often at least getting a hand on it, but it's just not enough to keep it up and in play.
The old set tip.
The old set tip. I don't know. It was a...
For all you young volleyball players out there, get these free lessons from Jared. Learn the lingo. And it's a free ball, but it's a pretty well-passed free ball, and Avery Surratt will have a hit. It's right at the net. A free-for-all there, and Alana Heidberg drills it home for the Royals. A bit of a squirrely rally there, but it ends emphatically with Alana Heidberg getting her first kill of the game.
We now have the fans standing up for the last point of the game. For the last point of the set. Redeemer had the chance to take the set there, but via the missed serve by Leah Lammers, it will give Mohawk a chance to stay in this one.
And if you've ever attended a Royals volleyball game, you'll know the tradition that the fans are partaking in. The clapping is happening. You might not be able to hear it through the stream. And that was just a really great serve there by number 12, Emily Burney. Put that in a hard-to-get spot, and Lammers is not able to pass that as the way she would want to. And the Royals will take a timeout to make sure that they really secure this win in this set. It's 24-17. They need one more point. Mohawk is on a bit of a run right now.
Generally unlikely that a team will go on a 7-0 run in a volleyball game. Definitely can happen, especially when the other team is just 1 point away from taking a set. But we'll give Mohawk the benefit of the doubt that they can make a run at this with the capability that they have. Both teams coming out of the timeout now.
On the floor here for the Royals to finish this set, we've got Phoebe Sinke setting along with Alana Heidberg, Joelle Lammers, Leah Lammers, Kayla Bowers, and Avery Surratt. And those are the 6 that Coach Kate Grassman has elected to close out this crucial set. You don't want to go down 2-0, but they're in a good position, 24-17. And here we go, Emily Burney with the serve.
And that one passed up by Kayla Bowers, but into the beams running across the ceiling here.
The infamous roof.
The infamous roof.
Basketball players don't notice it, but volleyball players definitely do when they come play at this gym. You got to keep your passes low.
And soccer players don't even know they exist. Serve now to Mohawk. Passed up into the middle. And that one spiked home, inbounds. Redeemer closes out the second set with an emphatic hit. Jackson, did you catch who made that one happen? One of Redeemer's middles might have been.
I was just enjoying your call.
Who were our middles we had on the floor? Maybe Scarlett Surratt or an Alana Heidberg. I'm not sure. But whoever that was, they.
Or Lammers. Could have been Joelle Lammers.
Joelle Lammers. I just wasn't
We
sure
could name the whole roster.
She was on the floor, yeah. Exactly.
But nonetheless, it was a great set for the Royals. It's got to give them some confidence. They were in control from start to finish of that set. Never any doubt in any of our minds.
And the first one as well. It was just the last few points that Redeemer gave up in the first set to give that one up, and they were leading for almost all of it, right
Very
up until
true.
it was like 22-22.
We're locked up at 1-1, and the third set is a crucial one for determining the outcome of the game. And the Royals will look to build on this momentum as we head into the third set.
The coach will be telling them to do as many set tips as they can.
You might want to run down there and inform them. I'm not sure Kate Grassman is aware of the set tip.
I just wanted to give, if someone's in the other room, they've got the game on, they're grabbing a drink or something. I wanted to give them a visual, as to what's happening. Because it was a tip, like functionally it was a tip. The ball set, it was tipped over the block, but it was done with like a two-handed little set. I thought that was a good little term to bridge the two of them. But that one's
for all we know, that could be a staple in
might not
volleyball
be making
lingo.
the rounds of volleyball discourse, but it might from now on. We shall see. We have the men's game to follow once this match concludes.
The men's game will be the opposite of this one. The men fell to the Mohawk Mountaineers in 5 sets in their first matchup. So it'll be the Redeemer Royals men looking to take some vengeance. Seeing if they can get a win here after falling to St. Clair. So stay tuned for that one. And we will be with you shortly for the beginning of this.
We welcome you back to the start of the third set here at the Redeemer Athletic Center in Ancaster, Ontario. This OCAA regular season match between Mohawk and Redeemer, currently sitting at 1-1 in terms of the sets won by each team so far this game. Redeemer in the white with the blue liberos and Mohawk in the reddy orange with the white liberos. We have the number 7, Megan Battersby of the Mountaineers, to start this set with a serve. The left-handed serve is over. Popped up by Avery Surrett. Elena DeYoung is there to set it back to Surrett. Powerful hit. And point given to Redeemer. That ball dug by Mohawk but came off the ceiling. And that's not allowed. So Elena DeYoung will get service here for the Royals as they take the first point of this third set. Battersby set out to the outside. That's Rosewell. She's been active all game. We know what she's about. That one comes off the outside of the block and out of bounds for a Mohawk point. And she'll get the service now after making that great play.
Is Rosewell wearing pants?
I believe so.
Oh, I wonder if there's rules around that. I guess, why would there be?
Evidently not.
Evidently not. I've just never seen it. But clearly it's helping. Because Rosewell is having a heck of a game as DeYoung goes for the big hit but is blocked.
What a dig by Leah Lammers.
Some of the toughest digs, hey, coming off those big blocks. But Leah Lammers has shown us she can dig just about anything.
It's not even a libero, just a regular rotation player.
She ain't no regular player, Jared. We can tell that by now.
Sorry.
And we have Naomi Morton back in the game this set. She saw some time on the bench, but she's had some valuable minutes. Surrett And DeYoung will set it over deep to none other than Rosewell. Moreton will swing, but not over the net.
I just realized volleyball games don't have any halftime. It's pretty quick moving between all the sets. There's not really one big break.
Perhaps that's why it's not a very prevalent professional sport here in North America, because no one would know when to get up and get their hot dogs and beer.
Could be. Nice pass by Mohawk. That one hit, and the Mohawk claiming a very obvious deflection off of the Redeemer block. I thought I saw that as well.
I'm seeing various hand signals from the Royals, but I can't quite interpret it.
And the point has been re-awarded to Mohawk after...
And I believe one of the Royals just came out and said, I touched it. And that's the kind of honesty that you expect from these girls and from the Royals program. So love to see it, as Moreton will miss on her serve. As Joelle Lammers will sub out the libero Bowers. And Scarlett Surrett will go through her routine as it's locked up at 3-3 here. Very symmetrical scoreboard. And it's the block by Leah Lammers that really made that play work.
And you mentioned, Jackson, even though there's no widespread, massive North American professional volleyball league that people are widely tuned into, unless I am wrong on that front. But at least in these big cities, even like Hamilton, you've got a couple schools where there's always volleyball games happening. Redeemer, Mohawk, McMaster, a lot of great volleyball action coming out of either of those schools. So if you're in the Hamilton area and you want some volleyball action, you know the place to go, or the place is to go. No need for the professionals. We got some exceptional players on both sides of the court here tonight, really putting on a show, and we got a 4-4 set as Caden Cameron serves this one over. DeYoung not able to make the best out of that ball given to her. It'll be a lift called against her. Point will go Mohawk's way.
Cameron dug over the net by Lammers. And Spoljars will have a hit. Great block there by Kate DeYoung. And Redeemer will have to give up a free ball here.
And that's just well-executed offense. They're finding the hole in the Redeemer defense, knowing that 3 were at the net and 3 were kind of deeper in the court. There's a middle, kind of a hole in the middle of all of them, and that was found by the Mohawk player.
Battersby has made a few great offensive plays, just like that one there. Keeping the defense on their toes as Bowers gets a great pass to DeYoung. A quick set to Lammers. Oh, and Spoljars down the line. Textbook hit there. She hasn't had too many hits, but when she has, Spoljars has shown off that swing. And she's really a threat that the Royals got to be aware of. As the Mountaineers mount a little run here. Cameron can't get that one over the net. And Kate DeYoung will be back to serve for the Royals. It's 7-5 for the Mountaineers. DeYoung serve to Rosewell. Good play by Rosewell to keep that one in the air, but Cameron has to give a free ball. And it's the quick set to Lammers. Surrett, DeYoung. Lammers will swing. She's blocked, but they keep it alive. And DeYoung will just dish it over the net. And we have a rally on our hands here. Oh! What a play by Lammers to tip it over. And really, that was just a defensive showcase for the Royals. There was numerous times when they had to make really difficult digs, or at least difficult for me. They made it look easy. And they managed to get the point, 6-7.
I think the women's basketball team is the only sports team at Redeemer where we don't have to confirm someone by their first name. I think all the other varsity teams at Redeemer have at least 2 players that share a last name. And all of them, at least on this women's team, seem to be contributing right now. So we're going to have to give some credit to people's first names as we go on in this game. But that point is won by Mohawk. We'll give them a 9-6 lead in this third set.
Spoljars up by Surratt. Back row is DeYoung. That one was blocked.
Yeah, flat off the block. Really strong block from Mohawk. Battersby set to the back row. Attacked and...
What a dig by Kayla Bowers. Good up. And they will set Rosewell. Another dig by Leah Lammers. Avery Surratt from the back row.
Oh.
Bit too high, bit too far.
There was a lot of downspin on that one. It started really high and was tracking, but just went long out of bounds.
We'd like to remind you that tonight's Redeemer Royals volleyball game is proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Redeemer Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters, and every project deserves excellence. Visit finpools.ca to learn more or start your next pool project today. Although starting a pool project in November would be a cumbersome activity. But hey, I'm sure Finn Pools could figure it out. Thank you, Finn Pools, for supporting the Redeemer Royals.
That's a great point, Jackson. I've done that ad read a couple times so far this season and have not put that together. But Finn Pools would love to help you start next year's pool project today. It's a great point. Or maybe a hot tub project. It's just the season for that.
I could use one of those.
10-6 the score for Mohawk in this set. They've still got service here. The Sophia Spoljar, right-handed floater over the net. Surratt gets that one a little bit close to the net. DeYoung goes up to challenge it, keeps it alive for the Royals. And Joelle Lambers tries to tip that one over, but it's thrown right back at her. Onto the Redeemer side. It'll be another point for Mohawk as they jump out to a 5-point lead early in this set.
Well, Mohawk is responding just as you would expect a talented team like them to respond. Taking an early lead here as Kayla Bauer's pass goes off the roof. And here's Spoljars.
Good tip from Joelle Lammers, but it's kept up by Mohawk. Hit down the line, well dug by Kate DeYoung. Passed over to the left side now for Leah Lammers, and that one's long and out of bounds.
One thing I've seen a lot of this game is some of Redeemer's best hitting threats, Kate DeYoung, Leah Lammers, and others, are just as versatile on that back row. Like, they are really making great digs, just like they're making great plays at the net.
100%.
And that's just so valuable. Because after all, your libero can only sub out one player. You still need some of your hitters in the back row. So when they're able to get those digs up and make great defensive plays, just makes you all that tougher to score on.
And as we're giving kudos to Redeemer for their two-sided performance, they're down 7 in this set. They handily took care of Mohawk in the second set, and now they get a point of their own here to bring the lead back down to 6.
And Ada Cook will sub in here. As Leah Lammers will have her serve. It was deep and up by the Mohawk libero. They get it over to Rosewell way outside. And even a player as proficient as Rosewell can't get that one over.
Rosewell with the set. Battersby gets it right back to her. Rosewell hits one down the line. DeYoung gets over to cover for it, and Kate DeYoung sets it to the back corner. Popped up now for Battersby, who bumps it into the middle. Rosewell attacks it.
Oh, Leah Lammers, what a dig!
Stays off the ground. And Spoljar with an impressive up of her own as Rosewell gives the free ball to Redeemer. Cooks under it. DeYoung set out to the left side for Avery Surrett. Out of bounds, unfortunately. Point to Mohawk.
How about those
14-8
digs
now.
by Leah Lammers, eh?
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I thought that one for sure touched the floor, but she got deep and was able to pop that one up.
She
Very,
could
very
moonlight
well.
as a libero.
Yeah, but don't quit the day job as the outside hitter yet, Leah. And that serve is long from Mohawk. Redeemer's ball now with Joelle Lammers to serve. 5'10" middle out of Linden, Ontario in her 4th year.
Royals looking to chip away at a 5-point deficit here and make it a 6-point deficit. Battersby here will serve for the Mountaineers. She's shown off her skill as a setter so far.
DeYoung with the down ball. The attack from the back row. Rosewell tips that over, but DeYoung's equal to it. She'll get the third ball as well. Just sets it over to the Mohawk setter. Battersby. Spoljar gets it up. Rosewell hits it into the net and it comes right back at Mohawk. They can't put it over. That would be a 4th hit. Point to Redeemer, who now only trail by 5. Both teams keeping the rotation pretty tight so far this game. And that one unable to be passed up by Redeemer. It'll hit the ground and give Mohawk their 6-point lead back.
A nice hit by Naomi Morton. And Rosewell will be back to serve.
And Avery Surrett keeps that one up, but it's...
You know, the way Rosewell's playing, I'm wondering if more players will adopt the sweatpants style. Maybe, I don't even know. Is she wearing knee pads underneath?
I don't know.
If you got the sweatpants on, you might not need it. Definitely seems to be giving her a boost.
Well, it would be the same as the shorts, just extended, right? I don't think there's any real functional difference there. It probably feels the same. But Jackson and I, as male athletes, not fit to comment on the choice of leg wear for the women's team, but it seems to be working for them in this set as they take a 17-10 lead.
And the Mountaineers had a big comeback in that first set, and now the Royals find themselves in kind of a similar position, down by 7, needing to close this gap quickly. Once it crosses 20, those comebacks become a little more rare. Trying to take a 2-1 lead is both teams here, battling closely as we have Rosewell.
All this action is being played on a nice new gym floor installed over the summer in the Redeemer Athletic Center. The nice new Redeemer R with kind of the Redeemer Lion just barely visible as kind of a silhouette on the court. It's a nice touch. I can't say I don't miss the old, more visible line at half court, but that was able to be salvaged and is now hung as a mural in the Athletic Center, which is a pretty awesome sight as you're going in to use the gym. Got a serve with Avery Surrett now. A nice serve with a lot of spin on it. Back onto Redeemer side. DeYoung the set over to the right side. DeYoung gets it back off the net. And point awarded to Mohawk. Maybe it had gone outside of the... Oh my goodness, my mind's blanking. What are those poles, Jackson? The white and yellow poles on the outside of the net.
I'm stumped. I don't know.
I'm stumped also. We
The
apologize.
pins. Are they the pins?
I don't know. Should there be a live chat on the live stream, feel free to get in the comments and tell us what those are.
DeYoung will back set to Kate DeYoung. It's a bit too far back for Kate to make a play on it. Royals are down 11-19 here, and they'll make a substitution. It's Avery Sabo into the game for the Royals, checking in, looking to bring a little spark here. You know, this game does just have the feeling it could go the distance. Both teams have been really dominant at times. Bowers will set Kate DeYoung. Cross the court, it's out of bounds. The hitting has not been as accurate as the Royals would have hoped in this set. As we have Ashley Gibbons. And how about that, Kate DeYoung? It was up for a moment. Battersby did get that ball in the air. But Kate DeYoung with the big hit, and we will see Scarlett Surratt now.
For the first time in a little while. Was big in the first set. And she's back now to try and help Redeemer make a run at this one. We've got some officiating communication happening here. Looks like Captain Avery Surratt will be called over to speak with the referee.
I think they're trying to figure out what those things are, what those red and white pins
yeah,
are
they
called.
must be. Yeah,
I think
no one's got the answer.
They
They're
also
going everywhere.
can't figure it out.
Yeah, it's not just us, folks.
And here we go with Scarlett Surratt. The fans are letting her hear their support. And it's deep, and Rosewell will get it up. Nice hit by Cameron.
That one comes off the block and goes all the way to the other side of the court. Kate DeYoung diving to try and keep it in play. Unable to do so. 21-12 now. Where did that come from? 9-point lead now for the Mountaineers in this third set. A crucial one. As we see
Phoebe Sinke.
Correct.
Will sub in for Alana DeYoung, taking over serving or setting duties. And Joelle Lammers will put it in just the right spot off the set from Sinke. And it's 13-21, but hope is not yet lost. Crazier things have happened, such as me and Jared getting this job for a second time.
Spasic unable to set that one to her setter. That one goes out behind the bench for Redeemer points.
And here's Kate DeYoung with another serve. She fires it right at Spasic, who, you know, in another gym, that might have been a playable ball, but it dings off the ceiling here. What's the difference between a roof and a ceiling now? I'm overthinking that one.
The roof is on the outside, ceiling's on the inside.
But we've called this a roof before when it's hit the roof.
Well, then we've been wrong.
There you go. It's the ceiling from
We've
now
called
on.
We've called it a roof when it's hit the ceiling, I think. Pass up by Kate DeYoung. That one's swatted at by Phoebe Sinke. But success not found in that point for Redeemer, and they've got to get a handle on this set quick. Mohawk only 3 points away from taking this third set to go 2-1 up in this game. Serve from Spoljar. And a soft tip by Joelle Lammers. It seemed like that was even
not just a tip, it was a
set tip, everyone. How did I not realize that? But yeah, Joelle Lammers put that one even into a little bit of a crowd, but none of the players around it were able to make a play on the ball. Successful tip from the Royals. This is now Sabo with the serve. Passed up by Rosewell. Battersby out to the left side. Back to her trusted hitter, Olivia Rosewell. And that one is resulting in a point for Mohawk.
great hit across the court there by Rosewell. And the Mountaineers have got to be feeling pretty comfortable right now. Up 23-16. Hopefully not too comfortable because no lead is safe. But this would be, it would take a lot for the Royals to come back and win this set. But that's not a bad start. As Reese Peltier will miss her serve. And Joelle Lammers is back for her serve.
Set out to the right side. That's Gayland hitting that one out of bounds, giving a point to Redeemer. Tried the cross-court one-footed spike. Was out of bounds wide. We've got Joelle Lammers with the serve here from the back right corner. Redeemer definitely closing the gap. It was a 9-point game just a few moments ago. It is now, I was about to say 5, but now it's back to 6 with that Mohawk points, and they're 1 point away from taking this set with service as well from their starting setter, Megan Battersby. Got the game in her hands at this point. Serve deep, left by Redeemer, and a good call. Waved out by the linesman. Puts Redeemer back to down 5. But they'll have to get 5 in a row to at least level this game, and we'll have a timeout called.
And here is Phoebe Sankey to serve.
And that does it for the third set. Gives Mohawk their 25th and final point of this third set. Gives them a 2-1 set lead in this game.
Well, both teams will have a few minutes to talk it over, and Redeemer will see if they can even up this series and force a 5th set. I know all the fans are hoping for it here at the Royals gym. But really just a dominant set there by the Mountaineers. Very interesting. We saw the second set, Royals dominated, and the third set, the Mountaineers dominated. So it's really anyone's game. Both teams are capable of taking control. And we've got a great volleyball game on our hands here. Please stay with us as we take a quick break. Oh, Jared's got an ad read.
But you know what? No. I've just
don't.
got a comment. I wonder if someone's stashing a 4-leaf clover or a wishbone on the right side of the court. That's the winning side of the court for all 3 sets so far. Mohawk in the first and third and Redeemer in the second. So should that be of any relevance whatsoever, correlation does not equal causation. But if
get out your levels and
back to 2-2, then that
great observation,
the
Jared.
Cause of who's won all of these sets. It will be true if Redeemer takes this 4th set that all sets will be won by the team on the right side of the court. But yes, we will be back for the 4th set shortly. And Redeemer will try to stay alive, and Mohawk will try to put this thing to sleep.
So the Royals have their back against the wall here. Down 2-1. They need this set if they're going to stay alive and force a fifth set. And with the way this volleyball has been going, you hope they do, because this has been some great back-and-forth volleyball that we've been treated to so far. And as Jared was mentioning, they are on the right side of the court, which seems to be the side of the fortunate so far. So we'll see if they can keep that streak going. And Alana DeYoung will go to serve here. Spasic, Batterby. And that was just a textbook play there by the Mountaineers. Bump set spike, just like they taught me in grade 9 volleyball.
Really nothing's changed since then, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
At this level, that's all they know as well. I'm kidding. Serve from Rosewell here. That's deep. Leah Lammers pops that one up. Tipped by one of the Royals players. And a hefty swing by the Mohawk outside hitter. Comes back to Redeemer. Surratt gets it off the net. DeYoung gives it back in play to the back row. That'll be sent over with a free ball. Battersby now set to the middle. Morrison with a quick hit. Set up to the left side for Kate DeYoung. Now over to the left side for Mohawk. Great dig by Redeemer. Leah Lammers tries to get after that one. Unfortunately, just spills away from her, and that'll be Mohawk's second point of the set.
What an unbelievable rally that was. We saw players running all the way over to the scores table. 2 players ended up on the ground diving for the ball. Really, everyone's leaving it all out here in what is the biggest set of the game so far. As Rosewell with a bullet serve that cannot be controlled by the Royals. And that is a 2-0 lead. 3-0 lead for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
And Rosewell having her way with the Redeemer serve receive at the moment. She's starting off this game with 4 serves in a row. Redeemer will take a quick timeout to talk things over, not liking the way things are going in the early happenings of this set, and maybe just wanting to give everyone a break to get their heads out of the moment and refocus. I'm not aware of how many timeouts each team is given per set, but this seems to be one that hopefully will be well used for the Royals. A 4-0 start isn't exactly what you want when you need this set to stay alive in the game. But while we have the chance, Redeemer Royals Volleyball would like to thank Wes Shilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates for all of our sports teams this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity. Trust Wes Shilstra at Remax Escarpment Realty. And we thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics.
Well, they've had some difficulty with Rosewell's serves, and she's up to serve again. Bowers will control this one to DeYoung. And Kate DeYoung with the great hit. When the passes are on point, plays are being made.
Yeah. I think that was the most downward hit we've seen so far this game. That hit the ground very close to the attack line. We got a serve now from Avery Surratt. That one's pushed over to the left side. Spoljar hits that one, comes back off the net. Points for Redeemer.
Spoljar has been a great hitter for the Mountaineers.
Can't disagree.
I had something else to say, but I kind of lost my train of thought there. And here comes Avery Surratt.
Nice, powerful jump serve. Passed well by Rosewell. An attempted tip by Caden Cameron comes right back at her, and Battersby tries to save that one from hitting the ground, is unable to.
And that is exactly the kind of turnaround the Royals were hoping to see after that timeout. 3 straight points. And just like that, they're 1 point away from tying it up. Still early on in this fourth set. Great dig by Rosewell. Cameron. DeYoung will set it to Leah Lammers, and it's a great dig by Spoljars. Cook gets it up. DeYoung. Back to Kate DeYoung. Cross court, but a bit wide. Both teams really starting to get comfortable with their passing to one another, and it's showing Some great plays being made at the net. As we will have Naomi Moreton serving it up here for the Mountaineers.
We've got Kayla Bowers wiping on the floor, doing a good deed to make sure no one's slipping around on the floor.
As Redeemer mop officials look on. DeYoung with the bump set to the back row. Hit is Avery Surratt. Good dig by Rosewell. Oh, and a diving set from Leah Lammers. Bowers to DeYoung. Scarlett Surratt will finish it off.
I know they say good things come in threes, so we'll have to find something else to go along with set, tip, and mop official as our term creations of the night here on the broadcast. We'll have to get those checked over in the volleyball dictionary before we keep using them next time.
And if we don't find any other words to use, then we might become mop officials ourselves for the next game.
Or we might just create our own volleyball dictionary. Anyways, back to the game. Point awarded to Mohawk. After that one just comes down on the Redeemer side of the net after an attempted block. Kayla Bowers back into the action for the Royals. Again, keeping rotation pretty tight. Saw a couple substitutes down the stretch in the third set. Not seeing so many here so far. And that one, unfortunately, is difficult to field for the setter. If the ball is just behind you, kind of coming off the net, difficult to get any contact on it as you're kind of turning and spinning and trying to bump it. That one's into the ground on Redeemer's side of the court, and they trail by 3 now early in this third set. Caden Cameron with the serve. Popped up by Leah Lammers to Alana DeYoung. Sets the right side. And it feels like we're saying Kate DeYoung with the fabulous hit time after time after time in this game so far. She delivers once again. Now has the opportunity to score a point from service here. That ball is straight into the arms of Rosewell. Bowdersby sets it over to the right side. Attempted hit by Maddie Gayland. Doesn't make it over, and it'll stay with Redeemer. The score 7-6 for Mohawk.
Not 6-7.
Not
7-6, everybody.
7-6, everybody.
Keep it together.
Serve again from Kate DeYoung.
Great serve.
Spasic. Bowdersby set over to the left side for Spoljar. That one's kept up by Surratt and Ada Cook one after another and gets over to Mohawk's side of the net, but nifty move from Megan Bowdersby. Senses a hole in the defense and found it once again.
And we've seen that play a few times from Battersby. She is so good at recognizing when the defense has their attention elsewhere and putting it just in that right spot as Spoljars will serve it over.
I don't envy the job of the people on the net who have got to read where the ball's going. It could seemingly go to 4 different places, middle, either outside or in that tricky spot over the net. You can fake the set and put it on the other side of the net, and the blockers have really got to be attentive, moving their feet, and it's definitely a difficult job. I'm impressed with how they're able to get their hands on so many of these hits. But 8-7 now the score for Mohawk as Redeemer serves it. Spasic pops it up. Battersby sets up a back row attack from Spoljar.
And Alana DeYoung will take matters into her own hands. She gets it right off the fingertips of the Mountaineers and out of bounds. And I'd like to comment on some of the great libero play we've been witnessing between Spasic, Cook, and Bowers. We've been seeing some great defense as Spoljars doesn't quite get the pass to where she wants it to. Credit to Leah Lammers for the great serve.
Leah Lammers with the serve deep to Spasic. Set out to Rosewell on the left side. The spinning pass up from Ada Cook was a good one. But now set out to Rosewell again. And that one comes off the fingers of DeYoung on the far side, and he'll tie this set up at 9.
You know, they were able to dig one of Rosewell's hits, but that second one, not quite as fortunate. Great placement there by Rosewell to get it down the left line. And now we have Maggie Gayland, who will look to keep the momentum going for the Mountaineers. It's tied up 9-9 in a must-win set for the Royals. Meanwhile, Mohawk looking to end the Royals' night early and get this W here in the 4th set.
We also see Elena Hybert and Phoebe Sinke check back into the game for the Royals, both having seen some action already this game.
Sinke back row, but Leah Lammers can't get it over the net there. It's tough to find that balance between playing it safe and getting it over the net, while also putting a lot of power and spin on it. Leah Lammers went for the power and spin. Good aggressive play, and just off the top of the net, as Gayland will have another serve here.
No one's passed up by Lammers. Sinke takes on the second pass, out to Avery Surrett, who hits that off the Mohawk block and out of bounds to even this set at 10. This is Joelle Lammers now, the middle, with service for the Royals. Serve straight to Spoljar, popped up to Battersby. Tipped over by, is that Gayland? Yes, it is. Nice tip. Not a set tip, but a tip by Gayland. Sixth vessel.
Morton, I think. Oh, Gayland.
Yeah, I was reading a number 13, I thought, but I could be wrong. It seems as though I am wrong. Number 11 on the court. Naomi Morton with a good play. It's Phoebe Sinke with the setup to the right side. Elena Hybert shoves that one over to keep it in play. Caden Cameron hits that one into the net, and that'll be Mohawk's 4th hit. As it came back off the net, point to Redeemer.
You know, we talked about how both teams have kind of had their dominant set, and now it looks like we've got a tight set. Exactly what the fans want to see, although I will say I see a lot of Redeemer fans on the edge of their seats here, as they are kind of playing a do-or-die set here. Alana DeYoung here to serve.
Back row from Spoljar, tries to tip that over. It won't go. We'll come back onto the Mohawk side of the court. Redeemer will take a point home from that exchange.
Really fun to see Redeemer utilizing their bench players. Oh, just outside the back line there.
Well, they're not using their bench players quite as much or quite as frequently as Coach Hopkins was last night. You guys were running a tight rotation in the basketball game here last night against Conestoga, keeping the legs fresh, but not quite the same challenge of fatigue in volleyball. So we see more of the same, but Kayla Bowers hits that pass off the beam on the roof and gives possession back to the Mountaineers.
Feels like just a few minutes ago Rosewell was serving, but she's back at it. And luckily for the Royals, she does not get that one over. Because when Rosewell's serving well, they appear to be hard to return. Here is Avery Surrett.
Battersby back set over to the right side for Caden Cameron. That one's blocked by Redeemer. Still kind of on the net. Poked over now by DeYoung. And it's hammered back to Redeemer by Spoljar on the left-hand side. Great hit.
Really impressed that Kate DeYoung was able to get that one over. It was very close to the net set there.
Yeah, I'm surprised with the very few amount of net violations. I don't know if we've even had one net violation yet this game from someone making contact on the net. I feel like that'd be something I'd struggle with a lot more than the players out there right now.
Very disciplined play.
Yeah. Great spatial awareness and spatial control from all these players to stay off the net.
And what a block! Leah Lammers says not today. sends that one directly down, quelling the hopes of the Mohawk Mountaineers. And it's back tied up, 14-14. This one, I have a feeling, is going to be a nail-biter. Galen will get it over, and now DeYoung will wind up, and Galen will get the block. Well, volleyball is a game where moments can define whole games. And we've seen that tonight, just the quick reactions, just like that. Joelle Lammers, big hit, but you really need to be 100% using your volleyball instincts to try to get in the path of some of these swings.
Kate DeYoung now with the serve. Sent right at Rosewell. Battersby set up to Spoljar. That one's quite long and out of bounds for Mohawk. Point to Redeemer. Referee's got a pretty solid structure he's standing on there. I remember back in high school it was just like a ladder. That thing looks...
Well, those are the Redeemer's
Army
new
grade
portable net system.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, really?
This was a new purchase by Redeemer recently to get some very high-quality nets. They weigh a ton. They are not easy to maneuver, but once they're
portable,
in place,
Jackson.
Pardon?
I thought that was the whole thing, that they were portable.
Well, they got here somehow. And it is true. It's looks like a pretty secure place to stand on and watch the game, much like this comfy booth we're in up here.
Both teams just needing a short discussion before they return to action. 16-15, the Royals are leading in this set.
Well, Jared, I'm going to put you through a mental exercise here.
Oh, dear.
Imagine that you're a volleyball coach.
Okay.
Kate Grassman in the huddle with the Royals here. What are some of the things you're saying to the team?
Ooh, what am I saying to the team? Really got to be communicating, and especially late in this game, it's probably going to be the mistakes and a team beating themselves that's going to weigh you down. And one of the most frustrating mistakes that a team can make is a lack of communication. You know, two people going for the ball or not knowing where the set is going to be. And I feel like just everyone trying to be on the same page is going to be really important down the stretch to make sure you're not giving up any unnecessary points. That's just my best guess. I'm sure Kate Grassman is giving much better pointers than I am.
Not bad, Jared.
I'll take it.
You can never go wrong with communication.
Yeah, exactly.
Kate DeYoung has been putting on a serving clinic.
Or maybe just give the ball to Kate
DeYoung.
That would also suffice.
Find a way to have the ball near Kate DeYoung, and she will capitalize.
Yeah.
That was a very impressive serve. Even Spasic, who's had a great showing today as a libero, not able to get there.
Yeah, the Mountaineers don't have a libero counterpart making frequent substitutions like the Royals do. Spasic's been taking a lot of the load tonight, and she's been dealing well with it. That one's popped up to Elena DeYoung as she sets that one back to the right side. A back row attack from Kate DeYoung. Caden Cameron hits it over to the left side, and that was a nifty attempt to get it over the net from Mohawk, but it'll go Redeemer's way, and they've jumped their way out to a 4-point lead late in this fourth set. 19-15 the score.
And Kate DeYoung will have another serve. Great little run that the Royals are on here.
That one looks long, and it is. In the midst of all this action, I'm not sure whether we've mentioned Kendra Baker, the number 5, subbing in for the Mohawk Mountaineers, the 5'8" right side out of Milton, Ontario. But she's in the action now for the Mohawk Mountaineers, and this is her first action tonight.
Great serve there by Spoljar. Nice. Straight able to get it up. Spasic to Baker, and Baker's first swing of the game not as successful as she would hope. 20-16. 5 more points here for the Royals, and we would be headed to a 5th set.
We're going to hope this doesn't come back around to being the year that we're currently in, that the scoreboard will read 20-25. 20-16 is a good place for this to be at right now. I got there eventually. That was a rough little...
I didn't see the vision early on, but you pulled it through.
It was there. Thank you. 21-16 that year has not happened yet.
That year's a long way away.
That year is a long way away.
Although, if you were born today, there's a chance you would be around in 21-16.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. And there we go. Spasic. Free ball over. It's dug by Lammers. Still set it back. Avery Surratt with conviction. Wow. We haven't seen Avery Surratt's number being called quite as often as we did early on in the game. But right there, that's a reminder of what she's capable of. What a hit. And the Royals are up 22-16. Now this year is even farther away, but we got to stop thinking about the year thing. Here we go. Cameron, over to Lammers. Oh, and they say it got deflected by Mohawk and went out of bounds. And Mohawk will wisely use a timeout.
I was about to say Joelle Lammers had her eyes on that one for a long time as it was coming over to her side of the court, but I say a long time. It was only really a couple seconds that she had to react to that, but she was preparing a swing and hit that one with a lot of power. Didn't go right down onto the Mohawk side of the court, but eventually scored Redeemer a points, and they'll take a 7-point lead into this timeout, only needing 2 more points to close out this 4th set and level the game at 2 apiece.
And the table is being set for what could be a 5th set very soon. Exactly what you want to see if you're a volleyball fan. 5 sets of volleyball, clutch time, and it'll really come down to what team brings their best when it matters most. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The Royals have 2 more points if they want to win this one. And we will have Leah Lammers with the ball in her hands to kick things off here. We'll see if that Mohawk timeout was productive.
And that one getting between a couple of Mohawk players, Spoljar and Cameron not able to communicate on that one.
It's too bad they missed your communication speech.
True. That wasn't intended for them anyways.
And here we go. The fans are on their feet as Leah Lammers will serve. Spoljars. Battersby. Back to Spoljars. What a up by Ada Cook.
We've got Ada Cook's second pirouette dig of the set, I believe.
I mean, it didn't turn into a point, but that was, that ball was really coming quickly at her, and she reacted and got that in the air. It's a shame that they couldn't make something of it, but they'll have a chance here as Gayland is going to try to put it over. She misses, the set's over. And that will be long, and the Royals will take the 4th set. And just as we've been hoping, we are headed to a 5th set, winner take all, here between the Royals and the Mountaineers.
The fishbone theory, the wishbone theory is still alive. There's some.
But let's hope that the Royals can actually, they would end up on that side, I guess, for the latter part of the 5th set.
Oh, true.
So
yeah, switch sides at halfway through the 5th set. Yeah, we have a set to 15 coming up. The decider between these two teams instead of 25, I believe. Teams will rotate once a team reaches 8 points or 7 points.
8 points, I think.
Yeah, 8 points, I believe. Yeah, great game, even between these two teams. Like we've said before, the first meeting between these two teams earlier in the season at Mohawk's gym went to 5 sets. This one, the same. And we'll see who will come out on top of this shorter set. I even meant to say, I believe the score in this past set was 14-14 at one point. And Redeemer jumping out to a 11-3 run to close that set. So some great play by them towards the end of the set. We'll see if they can keep that one rolling into this 5th. But if this 5th set is only going to 15 points and the earlier part of this set was a lot more closer, we could see something more mimic the fourth set as well and have a real nail biter down to the end. What do you think, Jackson?
You know, based on how that last set goes, I'm just seeing a lot of great things out of this Redeemer team. And I would be very optimistic that they'd be able to take control of this one early and kind of continue with all these great things they were doing in this past set.
Yeah.
That being said, we've seen some dominance from players like Rosewell, from players like Spoljar, you know, and if they get going, then it could be a nightmare for the Royals. So we'll see. It's really, I mean, if the first four sets taught us anything, is that it could go either way. It's anyone's game. So it's going to be a delight to watch here. Stay with us for the fifth set coming up shortly. And now it's fifth set action underway. Oh, and it starts off with a big block by Scarlett Surrett. Rosewell is not a player easy to block. And Scarlett Surrett gets the job done. And the Royals are rolling 1-0 here. As Alana DeYoung will be here with another serve. Spasic. Battersby. Rosewell will put it over the front line here. And Avery Surrett will nail one. Oh, wow. I was speechless there for a second.
I hope you were watching that because Jackson and I did not know how to describe it.
That was indescribable. That was incredible.
Uncontainable. No. But Redeemer walks away with the point there. A lot of ricocheting hits coming off of many players. A little bit of chaos, but Redeemer eventually walks away with that one after a nice dig and some saves and a little tip over the net that Mohawk couldn't deal with. Rosewell now with a hit, and Ada Cook is just showing off at this point. But back row hit from Caden Cameron. That one's a couple feet long out of bounds.
Great start to this fifth set by the Royals. 3-0. A lot of energy in the gym right now. I can feel it through the window pane. And we have Alana DeYoung with her fourth serve of the set. Here we go. Alana DeYoung over. Spoljars. Battersby. Back sets. And a really impressive hit there by Moreton.
It was hard for Lammers to even make a play on that. She more just had to cover her face as it was coming right for her. It was powerful and well directed by Morton there.
Sometimes your survival instincts just kick in, and when you've got a player with a cannon like Morton swinging at you, I mean, my survival instincts would be on the whole time. It's impressive they can make these digs, and Royals make a big play there as Spoljar dives for it with her left, but can't keep it up.
But a nice hit through the middle by Scarlett Surrett. We now pass it off to Avery Surrett for service here for the Royals. Redeemer out to a 4-1 lead early in this fifth set. Again, this set only going to 15 points. The end of the set will creep up on you. Nice dig by Elena DeYoung, the setter for the Royals, getting it done on the first pass. Set out to Rosewell. That one's wide. Point Redeemer. 5-1 now the score.
Well, the Royals effectively set up their block there and kind of closed the window that Rosewell was looking, and Rosewell had no option but to try to go wide, and a bit too wide, out of bounds. And here's the exact person you want serving is Avery Surrett. What a serve! An ace by Avery Surrett on the spin serve. Spasic didn't stand a chance, and that will be a timeout for the Mountaineers. How about that? The Royals are rolling here. A big run to start the fifth set, 6-1, but you cannot rest until the job is finished. The Mountaineers are looking to respond and mount a run of their own, and this is exactly the kind of volleyball that keeps you hooked.
Avery Surrett lining up the serve for the Royals. 6-1 the score.
Spasic gets to it this time. Oh, and a nice hit by Cameron. Well, you look at that. When you get a good pass, everything flows, it looks like. That's my observation from today.
That's a good one.
And here's Rosewell, the player you would exactly want serving. DeYoung sets it to Leah Lammers. Great dig by Spasic. Spoljar's over the court. 7-2. And one more point, and we will be switching sides. And it is Scarlett Surrett. She's had her fingerprints on this fifth set. A block and a good hit. And her serve off the top of the net. Morton, DeYoung, Kate DeYoung tips it over. It's a freebie. Kate DeYoung to Scarlett Surrett, who will set it to Kate DeYoung. Oh, and a quick to the middle. Alana DeYoung to Joelle Lammers in the middle. Nice little tip. And the Royals lead 8-2 as they swap benches. That is exactly the start you were hoping for if you are the Redeemer Royals. Getting out to an 8-2 lead in the fifth set. Momentum is on their side. The pressure is now on the Mohawk Mountaineers. Luckily, they are on the right side of the court. That trend has not broken down yet. And Scarlett Surrett will start things off with a serve.
Now
in the game for the Royals, Scarlett Surrett, Alana DeYoung setting, Avery Surrett, Leah Lammers, Joelle Lammers, and Kate DeYoung is the closing lineup that Kate Grassland has put in.
Something I just got curious about, just because we've been singing Rosewell's praises all game. She earned honors in the OCAA awards last season, was a member of the OCAA West Women's Volleyball All-Rookie team, now playing in her second year. Makes sense as she's put on a great performance tonight. Maybe she'll see herself on an all-star team this year. Set out to the right side for Caden Cameron. That's tipped over. Pass initially by Surratt. Set by Elena DeYoung over to the right side for an emphatic hit down the line by Kate DeYoung. She was prepared for that one.
How many ways can you say hit by Kate DeYoung? She has been killing it anytime the ball's been set her way.
No pun intended. 9-2 now the score for the Royals. They're closer to finishing the game than they are to the score of their opponents. Rosewell with the set to Battersby. Tip into the middle. That set seemed a little bit low, but it was salvaged by Morton.
Gayland will check in along with Destiny Reimer. Have not seen too much court time for Destiny Reimer, but they're subbing her in for the serve. Again, this is a really interesting volleyball tactic that I can't resonate with as a basketball player, but Reimer will make her set. Very impressive. And DeYoung, as she tries to hit it up, hits it under the net. And, you just hats off to Reimer. Watching the game from the sidelines, and her number is called at a crucial moment, and she makes her serve.
The Saskatoonian playing out of the province for Mohawk. Serves it. Delana DeYoung gets the set. Now Bowers sets it over to the right side for Kate DeYoung. That one's tipped over. Mohawk makes a bit of a mess of it. And it's a point for Redeemer now, 10-4 in this final fifth set.
And who else would you want serving but Kate DeYoung? As Ada Cook is in the game at libero. Mountaineers set up their defense here, their serve receive, and it's tipped off the net. Battersby tries to get a hand on it.
And that's just unlucky.
That just happens. That's a tough one. No one's anticipating that. Your defense isn't set up for a ball to trickle over the net like that. And nonetheless, it's a point. 11-4 for the Royals here. They're 4 points away from victory. As the MOP officials take the court, make sure things are nice and dry out there in the attack zone.
So people can do all the set tips they jolly well please.
Exactly.
Again, after this game wraps up, we will be treated to a matchup between the two men's teams from both Redeemer and Mohawk, facing off with the first serve starting around 8 o'clock p.m. If you're able to join us again for that action, I believe it will be a treat. Also, the Redeemer men's team falling 3-2 to the Mohawk men's team in their early season meeting across town at Mohawk campus. So we'll see whether they can even the season series. But we have a serve from Kate DeYoung here late in this game. That one's sent back over the net, and Leah Lammers takes advantage of the free ball right near the net, smacks that one down onto the other side of the court, brings the score to 12-4 for Redeemer, a runaway lead in this fifth set. They'll need 3 more to wrap this thing up and get their second 3-2 win over Mohawk this season. That one's a deep serve. Good pass and a great set over by Battersby.
And they keep it alive. Wow, Leah Lammer is doing work.
She thought she had the point one with the tip, and then the ball was still in play, and she's like, I'll just get it done with a hit across the court. 13-4 now the score for the Royals. Kate DeYoung still serving.
Destiny Reimer makes a great pass. Wow, and how about that? Baker with the left-handed swing. Interesting to see these Mountaineers going to their bench quite frequently.
Destiny Reimer, also a first-year player in the program, getting her number called late. It's an impressive situation to be in as a first year.
Hats off to her for that, for those big minutes. as Baker crushes one. Lammers gets it to DeYoung, and that'll hit the roof. Live by the roof, die by the roof.
And that'll set up our match points. Should Redeemer be able to capitalize on this right now, it'll be Leah Lammers with the serve. Joelle Lammers also on the court, but playing middle in the front row at the moment. She might have a crucial block or hit later in this rally. Redeemer just needs 1 point. The fans are on their feet, clapping in support. The serve is up from Leah Lammers. It's over. Dug by Spasic. Hit over by Spoljar. Elena DeYoung up. Tipped
it. What a play! Ada Cook to Elena DeYoung.
That's game, set, match here at the Redeemer Athletic Center in Ancaster, Ontario. 15-5, the score in the final set. Great way to close it off.
Emphatic exclamation mark to end that game off with a dominant fifth set for the Royals. They were firing on all cylinders, really. All the adjustments they needed to make throughout the game, they appeared to make. And they stayed locked in, played hard till the end, and well, I think it came down to the communication that Jared was talking about.
It just might have.
They were on the same page a lot more than the Mountaineers were, and they came away with a 3-2 win. You love to see it, and let's hope they can carry this momentum forward to their matchup next week as they look to continue this early season. It's a long season for the Royals, but they're off to a hot start, and as you were able to see, just a lot of talent on this team that is just bound to get developed more. And yeah, it was fun volleyball to watch.
Yeah, we thank you for joining us this evening and watching this great game. We'll be back shortly for the men's game action. As for myself, Jared Meyer, and my co-host Jackson Thackeray, we'll be back doing the men's game shortly. But we thank you for joining us for this OCAA women's action tonight. We thank you for sticking around with us, and we hope to see you again soon.